The Jenn Royster Show is an inspirational hour with a focus on bringing hope to the world with the greatest healing energy known, divine love. Your host, Dr. Jenn Royster, is an internationally known intuitive spiritual counselor, energy healer, and visionary that will take you on a journey to explore the metaphysical world of healing within, the angelic realm, guided healing meditations, intuitive reads with callers, and interviews with guests that are making this world a better place. This program is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn. Boy, have we got some things we're going to be talking about during this episode. This is an important topic that I feel very inspired to share with you. So I am spending the whole hour on it. We do have phone lines open. If you have a question about this topic, the number is 1-800-930-2819. We're talking about the frequency, the energy frequency rising. If you follow the spirituality or metaphysical topics, you're seeing things about the fifth dimension. We've been in a third dimension. What does that mean? What is frequency rising? What's happening? How do we know if we're feeling spiritually activated? How do we know that we're doing okay? Or, these are all the kinds of normal questions that would pop into your head. So I wanted to take this episode to address that. And answer a couple of questions the way I've experienced it and the way I know it. There's lots of different things out there. And it's very important that you follow your heart and trust your intuition. I've been really pressing about trusting your own intuition recently, but not just recently. Really, I've always felt that way. I help people with that, but it's extremely, to me, very important, honestly, to I've overemphasized that. Boy, would that look terrible written out, right? But it is that important to know that your own intuition is the best guide for you as an individual. That's important. Really is. That's why I chose to speak on that eighth chakra topic and connecting to all of that when I do that telesummit that's coming up. I'll be speaking in that February 11th. It's ongoing right now. It's free to listen. The links are on my website. It's the Your Divine Uniqueness telesummit, but you can go check it out. You can listen for free or you can purchase the archived audios if you want to, but you don't have to. Anyway, I'm doing that, and that's going to be extensive. We're putting more workshops together for that. It's so important that people understand how to trust that. So that's why we're talking about it. Now, fifth dimension frequency is higher, faster. When we speak in energy terms, as an energy healer, I see pretty much all of life in frequency. I experience it as an energy. So I want to explain that. When we say frequency rising, it's that frequency of the energy. I mean, we're listening to the radio. We're on the radio right now. That has a frequency. Think of it that way. There's a lot of scientific explanation for that. But when you all of a sudden are going from a certain speed of energy or a lower, slower frequency of energy, and then all of a sudden it's accelerating much faster, you're going to have a physical response. That side of us that's going to go, what was that? Why am I feeling like this? Why can't I sleep? Why is everything bothering me? I thought I was okay with all of this. I thought that was an issue that was gone. All kinds of stuff will crop up that you felt were a thing of the past, but they are coming up. They will come up. And in the last several years, we were feeling it on occasion. It would come in like a big wave, a surge of it would come in. Everybody's feeling all this. It seems dramatic. Doesn't have to be dramatic. It does not. The best thing, and I don't want to say defense, because it's not like defense against it, because this is a good frequency coming in, believe it or not, even though it seems to be kicking up all these reactions that don't feel so great. I've been experiencing quite a bit of it in the form of my sleep cycle. I don't sleep. I don't feel tired, but oh man, is it active during that time, and then the dreams are like, really, how can anybody think of these things? But there's so many messages in them. You could feel more agitated. You may feel the moon cycle more, things like that. This is our ego side kind of being suspicious and not trusting something it doesn't understand is the bottom line. Pretty much when all this happens, it's just that side of us that's from the third dimensional physical world, doesn't understand it. So it doesn't trust it. And it's like, no, it has to go away. Now think about that on a bigger scale. Look at all the things that are happening out there that are such a change. There's so much change. It's like, when is it going to stop changing? Well, it's not going to stop changing. What's different is that it's changing faster. Much faster. It's accelerated. It's not coming in occasional waves of shift or change. It's accelerated, it's picked it up, and it's staying revved up at that higher frequency. You're feeling that. We're all feeling that. This is going to catalyst us into change quicker, which can feel a little bit like, whoa, I'm not ready. That's a little fast. That's a little fast kind of a thing. It does not have to feel negative. I want to talk about some of the things you might be experiencing during this episode, some of the things that may help you. I know the things that help me, and just the way our bodies are wired. Some of this is understanding it scientifically, but science and spirit are really combining the way I believe they should be anyway. They do connect together, and one can help the other. It really can. Not one replace the other, but work together, like our right and left brain working together. That's wonderful. That's absolutely amazing. That's what we're talking about. This is an awakening. It is a spiritual awakening. More and more people are feeling it every day, and they're like, why is this happening? What do I do? And, there's so many different symptoms. You could be feeling vague, blank, anxiety, not sleeping. You feel like you've got to stay busy. Maybe you feel an urgency or something just feels not right, or maybe your moods are swinging, more with the moon because you're feeling more of a connection to the moon cycles. Believe it or not, that can happen. Some people have always been feeling that. And people that are already connected, they're aware of this. And a lot of you that listen to this type of show probably are aware of that, but you're noticing what I'm talking about. You know that it's increasing, or, whoa, that just took me by surprise. What's going on? It's a little bit more fueled up. It really is. It is really coming through, and it's very positive, actually. Please know that it is. These are the things that help us let go of those stubborn little energy issues that maybe we thought we had it resolved, but maybe not so much, because it pushes it to the top of the surface. Think of, something that was at the bottom, and if you push something up underneath it and you force it up to the top, now you can see it and it's exposed. It's going to feel like that. You're going to be, wow, really? Yeah, this again, because there's a little bit there to work on. And don't see it as, oh, let me just fix everything and it's done. That is not how spiritual growth or soul growth works. It's constant. We continue to better ourselves. And there's a lot of different perspectives to look at versus the one that you may feel is causing some of the distress to you. There's a whole lot better ways to approach it, go through it, feel free in it. And it won't pull you down. It'll actually help you lift up, and it is the way to a happier life. So this is what we're talking about. The frequencies rising, healing in the fifth. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to The Jenn Royster Show, and we will be right back.
Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com. The Jenn Royster Show with your host, Dr. Jenn, is now on the Dream Vision 7 radio network every Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern. Join Dr. Jenn on a spiritual journey inward where hope and love bring healing to life's greatest challenges. Enjoy metaphysical topics, intuitive angel reads, guided healing meditations, and inspirational interviews on this beautifully guided show.
And we are back. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show if you're just tuning in. And a big welcome to all of our new listeners. We always have much appreciation for you. And the topic today is an interesting one. I find it fascinating, and I continually study this because I'm very much about the energy of everything as an energy healer. Intuitively, this has been a lifesaver for me personally because the connection to spirit, to my higher self, to angels, all of that, working in alignment with the energy healing has been phenomenal. For years and years before any of it was coming out, I was feeling I got to do it different for me, for my health physically. And it has been spot on every time for me personally. I recommend that this be a course and of action for everyone to intuitively connect to what is right for you personally. This is about the frequency of this energy that's rising. It's accelerating. It's moving us from third dimensional, all this negative and this anger and all of these things into a new fifth dimension way of life where, gosh, it's just going to feel like heaven on earth, to be honest. And, that's where the shift is taking us. Now, in order for you to live in a fifth dimensional reality experience, which I've chosen to do already, I'm already doing it. Yes, there's all kinds of things going on around me, But here's the difference. They either affect you or they don't affect you. When you're letting something affect you, you're now attached to that energy. And if it's a lower negative thought, maybe it's even what somebody thinks of you, now you've brought yourself right down to that frequency. Boom, just like that. The good news is you can bring yourself right back out. And it's a way of practicing differently. One of the ways that people begin to realize that something's changing is they know that they need to stop reacting the way they used to something or the way they've been, or maybe they just had something happen and they reacted and they have to shift into something else and respond differently. You can practice and with intention, shift your frequency to be more in alignment with the speed of the frequency that's going through everywhere right now, through all of humanity. It will kick up and cause what I call energy fires and energy intensity to be more intense because it has to bring it up to the surface to get rid of it. I mean, if it's under the rug, you don't feel it so much, but if it's on top of the rug and you're stepping in it, ew, think of it that way. It is the fifth and the fifth. I want to take you there for a moment. We all know what the third feels like. How many of you are really losing interest? Here's a way to know that you're shifting. How many of you are losing interest in what you watch on television or what you listen to on the radio or what you read in the news? You're like, man, I just don't want that anymore. Or you may be wanting it. Okay, that's going to tell you where your frequency is. Now, what you're filling your life with all that energy, with what that is coming in and inundating you with all these thoughts and ideas, whoa, what is that doing or how is that affecting you? I mean, if you are watching something very negative or frightening, and you are afraid of so many things or you have a lot of stress in your life, where's the connection here? Okay. Are you finding that you want to shift to something that's a little more enjoyable and lighthearted? That is coming from the innate spirit within you because the frequency is connecting to that part of you, that higher self part of you that is helping you get there. It's like, I just don't enjoy this type of thing anymore. I want to do something else. You're going to feel that in your own unique way. You are going to be awake thinking a little deeper. You're going to know that you're moving in that direction. If you're not feeling any of this, don't despair. It doesn't mean you got left behind or anything like that. I want to put that right out of the water. That does not mean that at all. You can choose to jump right onto this and be a part of this amazing shift in humanity right now. Just with your intention going forward, you know what? I'm tired of being angry about all of these things happening to me. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. Where can I change how I respond in a situation and what can I do differently? You're looking for those individual self-improvement things on a daily basis. Absolutely. You may need to change your diet. You may be feeling all of these things physically in your body with illness. Honestly, I'm telling you, 25, 30 years ago, I had a lot more physical issues than I do now. So it's phenomenal. I've seen it in my own personal life. It does change. It does shift when you shift. When you shift that perspective, like, well, maybe it isn't that person's fault. Maybe I need to look at how I'm seeing this whole thing here. And you start to take this approach. You start to read different things. You start to study different topics that are helping to lift you and help you feel motivated and excited. I mean, this is a big deal. Now, the fifth dimension feels really amazing. It's going to have more unity, more cooperation, more peacefulness. Think about it. Think about, a world of peace. Wow, we're not fighting anymore. Wow. Yeah, that's almost for some of us. How is that possible? It absolutely is possible. We have to just choose it. And you can choose that. You absolutely can. I can't make you believe this. I can share what I know to be true. And I have seen it challenge me as well. Like, okay, well, let's throw something at her and see if she still believes. That's where you'll feel, okay, I've got to change how I'm responding to this. I've got to shift my thought here. And this is where, when we talk about we send love or light to something that comes at us, that's exactly it. That is exactly what you want to do. You're shifting instead of retaliating or coming back like that. You're going to, have a different intention with your energy. It doesn't mean you don't defend yourself. We're not throwing logic out the window here. Of course, we protect ourselves, but we are also looking to shift our thoughts and our intentions and move into a place where we can actually live in happiness with peace. I mean, this shift has been, the whole thing you were hearing about coming up with 2012 and all that, and the Mayan calendar and all of that. This thing's been going on. I mean, probably, I guess, our whole lifetime. If you were born in the 60s, this would have been, you were born right into it. It started shifting, and it's slowly, here we are all the way up to 2015, and it's just really accelerating. And last week I was going through the whole month to month projection of the energy and how it's going to be feeling, and with some guidance from the angels on how we can move through that shift. If you missed that, you can go catch that archive. But this is an energy of an 8 for this whole year, which is very good. However, you want to make sure an 8 is an abundance energy, but it's going to be abundant of whatever you're putting your focus and intention on. You see what I'm saying? So you want to truly reevaluate, where am I putting my intention? Where am I focusing? What can I throw out, let go of, push forward in? What can I do differently for the best and highest outcome, to improve not just myself, but, my neighbor, my friend, my family, my team? What can I do to help? And that's an intention of sending love out in a place where maybe you were feeling a little resentful or angry, or, what's going on? Who's trying to take something from me? That kind of thing. Now you're shifting into letting all that anger go and replacing that with a love. That's an example. Your body responds immediately when you start to shift into a place of peace and sending out a higher frequency, which love is the highest frequency. It's very healing. There's so much proof out there. I couldn't even list it all. And, prayer is intention. Prayer. Simply, it is your thoughts are focusing with an intention. And that perspective starts to shift the more you practice this, the more you work into that, being more aware, more conscious of, where are my thoughts? I honestly think that we're going to see amazing shifts within our own personal life during this year, as well as improvements out there on a bigger scale. Yes, we're going to see a lot of intensity, but what can we do when we see that intensity, that negative intensity? We can send the good vibes out there. We can send the positive. That's what I do. Because that's more powerful than getting caught up in being upset. That's how energy healing works. And I'll go into that a little bit more after the break. We're about to go to break. So think about, what could you do to lift your thoughts that may be negative into something more positive? What would be the opposite of the way you feel about something going on in your life that you want to change? Think about that. We're going to take a short break. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show. We are talking about the energy frequency rising and healing in the fifth dimension. We'll be right back after the break.
The Jenn Royster Show with your host, Dr. Jenn, is now on the Dream Vision 7 radio network every Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern. Join Dr. Jenn on a spiritual journey inward where hope and love bring healing to life's greatest challenges. Enjoy metaphysical topics, intuitive angel reads, guided healing meditations, and inspirational interviews on this beautifully guided show. Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com.
And we are back. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show, and we are talking about energy frequency rising, the accelerated rate that it is rising and shifting, and we are all feeling it in some way. We may be feeling it not so great, but we can also feel it in wonderful ways. Now, we've talked about how you might be feeling it with anxiety or sleeplessness, or maybe it's causing some of the ups and downs if you have issues like feeling extreme emotions or something like that. We're not saying not to address that. If you have something going on with mental illness, this is not to escape that. It is to help you. Let's just face this dragon and deal with this. Let's remove this. Energy healing is very much about shifting the frequency of the experience. So in illness, for example, you are taking that lower frequency of the illness and you're shifting it and replacing it with what we call the light or the love, because it is the highest frequency of the universe. And we just feel it. And we are choosing to not have the illness anymore. We're just choosing. I do that all the time when I'm around somebody that has, I've been doing that for a while and it works. I might feel a little bit like this flu that's going around, I'll just say, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm choosing not to. People all around me are getting sick, but I'm choosing. They'll ask me, they'll say, why aren't you getting sick? And I go, well, I might have a sniffle and I'll feel it, but I'm not feeling the same intensity because I'm intentionally using energy and positive to lift the frequency, and I don't see myself as ill. So as soon as you claim it, there you go. There you go. That's what happens. So we've talked about plenty about how it can feel like rough, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Let's talk a little bit about the positive side of it, because not all of it is problems. Okay. When this frequency and this acceleration up into a higher humanity consciousness, this is consciousness lifting and rising. Okay. I've heard it, called so many different things, but humanity together is really rising up. It can feel positive things too. Once you get rid of those lower, dense energies that are not so positive, that are sitting on top of your positive, because that's what's happening. So say, for example, your intuition is increasing. That's a positive. And now it's rising, but what if the negative was on top? Think about something heavy sitting on top of a balloon, and the balloon is strong and it's rising. That's lifting it. So it's going to lift it up to the surface to get rid of it. So that's why you might be feeling some of the other negative energy. Now, intuition abilities, that's going to be increasing. It's going to be easier. It's going to feel amazing. I mean, I know mine is. I know people that already are connected are feeling that, but people that have never been connected are going to really start to feel some things. You're going to feel more compassion, open heart versus the opposite. Think about that. So if you're working on removing some blocks from that, that's okay. Know that it's a work in progress. Keep working on it. It will shift and you will find that you can do this. You're going to feel happier. You're just going to feel happier. You're going to enjoy meditations. You're going to want to meditate more. You're going to look forward to it. You may find that you have creative abilities you never even knew were there. Think about that. That's going to be there. New insights. You're just going to feel more positive things come in versus it's always something happening wrong to me. You're going to go, wow, look at how that just lined up. That's awesome. You're going to start to see shifts. So if you're in a place where it feels like gloom and doom right now, do not despair. Use some intention to choose to shift. And with intention, say, you know what? I'm going to choose different. If you find that you wake up one day and you're feeling, I do this is literally what I do and it works. I literally will wake up sometimes and, you don't feel so positive. You feel a little down. Like, what happened? What's going on? I just went through that like not too long ago and I thought, wow, why am I not feeling so good? Well, I immediately stopped the presses. I put the priority on, okay, we've got to lift this frequency now. Because I've been working on this, it's easier to remember to go into that mode of repair, so to speak. I call it my repair mode. And I just say, okay, I know you're feeling like, I just talk to myself like, I know you don't feel so great right now, but we're going to choose different. We are not going to stay in this. And the more I practice that, the quicker I'm up and out of that. Instead of it lasting for a while, maybe days or weeks or just feeling discouraged or disheartened or whatever, I'm out of it within, it's not even the morning's gone and it's done. I will do something. Now, that takes work. That takes practice of just using intention and doing something instead of sitting there. It is proactive. I know that I have to do something. I don't want to stay in that any longer than I do. Sometimes it's just a simple go around and clean your house or organize your garage or your workroom or get creative and do something that helps the energy move through. It will help it move through. We make it harder than it really is. We don't have to sit there and struggle with this. Meditation for 5 minutes is the most powerful medicine you could ever do for yourself, and it doesn't cost anything. You can do that. You just close your eyes, take a deep breath, connect with that breath, and just claim peacefulness. I immediately say, if I'm upset about something, I'll say I am peaceful. I'll say the opposite. If I'm angry, I'm happy. I am not, I'm peaceful. I will shift it because we all will feel this. This is how you do it. You're going to find so much joy in just choosing something different. That's the biggest thing that I'm repeating in this episode, because we don't believe sometimes that we have a choice, and you do. You have a choice. You always have a choice. And this is a time to choose wisely. Choose something that will help you. Don't just stay with it because that's what you always did and that's what you were told is it. This is no. And you know what? It's not even about wasting time being angry at somebody else or something else or whatever that belief system was that you took on as yours. It's not even about being upset that they did anything to you. Don't even go there. That's old stuff. That's the way we used to deal with it. Just let it go. Let it go and stop wasting all of your thought energy on that. Put your thought energy, which is going to raise your frequency, into where you want to be happy, what you want to do. And you just go there. And, I know that I have felt it in dark, dark times. I have felt it in helping my other clients, but this works. And so just simply claiming what you want. I am happy. If you're not, just say it over and over. Write it. Do something silly. Go play. Sometimes for me, I just do 30 minutes of exercise of something. Boom. It helps that energy move out. Absolutely. These are many things that you can do. And as you start to find that you're preferring the positive response versus the old one, you may find that it goes back and forth. You might, there, I just got upset again. Smile, love that part of you that got upset, and send it love, believe it or not. Just say, you know what? Yeah, you got upset, but that's okay. You're catching it now, so let's just replace it, and boom. It really does work. It does. This is what I do with intention with meditations. I do that before I'm going to speak. I do that before I'm going to do the show. I do that before I work with a client. I do that every morning. I wake up and I choose to have a fantastic day, an absolute wonderful day. It even happened to me this morning. I mean, I found all kinds of crazy stuff going on, which was kind of a 911 thing, with ITs and technology. And I just said, okay, I had to call my team and say, hey guys, help me out. And it was the most pleasant experience versus all this, oh my goodness, oh no, the sky is falling. I used to be in a place where I felt like that if anything went wrong way back. Oh my gosh. And I think back, man, I am so glad I don't respond like that. So think about that. Where can you respond differently? We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap it up. This is about raising the frequency. The frequency is rising, and living and healing in a fifth dimension world of happiness and peace. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to The Jenn Royster Show. We'll be right back after the break.
The Jenn Royster Show with your host, Dr. Jenn, is now on the Dream Vision 7 radio network every Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern. Join Dr. Jenn on a spiritual journey inward where hope and love bring healing to life's greatest challenges. Enjoy metaphysical topics, intuitive angel reads, guided healing meditations, and inspirational interviews on this beautifully guided show. Are you overwhelmed by other people's energy? Do you constantly suffer with emotional drain, exhaustion, or physical illness? You may be highly sensitive to energy and not aware of your powerful connection to spirit. Dr. Jenn Royster is an intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that works with the angelic realm and has helped thousands of empathic souls successfully release negative energies, reclaim their personal power, and thrive. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. Book your private phone session today at JennRoyster.com.
We are back for our last segment. And during this segment, I want to just kind of list out some things you can do to start practicing living and working with the frequencies that are happening right now. We've been talking about frequency rising, healing in the fifth dimension. What does it feel like with all this accelerated energy? And it's going so fast. It's not going to slow down. Okay. It's not. So the easiest way to find some peacefulness and learn how to ride, to me, it's like learning how to ride a surfboard. You just got to learn how to ride this thing. And then when you align with it and you're going with the flow of it, you're going to find that it's just much easier to shift, be happy. I mean, who doesn't want happiness in their life, right? Who doesn't want great opportunities and living their dream? I mean, we're talking about all these things. And that's what fifth dimension is: peace, happiness, loving your life, looking forward to it, looking forward to sending someone love instead of anger and a lawsuit or whatever we do all the time to each other. I mean, goodness. But there's a couple of things you can do. One of the first things is organizing the priorities of how you're going to go about this. So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, can't sleep, anxiety, things like that, when that starts to kick in, or upset and it's going everywhere, stop immediately and make yourself the most important thing. And within a few minutes, you'll already start to feel like, okay, my higher self is back in this game now, because that's what you want to do. You want your higher self running this, because the higher self knows what to do versus our ego that panics and freaks out. The ego is always looking to rebel against something it doesn't understand, because it only understands programs that are installed, so to speak. We're talking about brand new energy that it doesn't know or recognize. So it's going to react like that. It's going to say, that's foreign. What is that? What is that? It needs to not be in charge. So the first thing I recommend is simply saying, I am that is the higher self in me, and that's what's running the show right now. However you want to phrase that, just claim that to be in charge. Take a few slow, deep breaths. You can do this quickly if you're at work, if you're driving, wherever you might be. This is what's great. This is kind of your emergency kit to get back on track and center yourself, because that's what you want to do. You want to center yourself. But the priority needs to be you first when you start to find this. It's not fix and run through all these hoops anymore. That's not going to work anymore. It means stop, catch your breath, claim the higher self being in charge again. Nope, we're not doing it that way anymore. Slow that panic down with your breath. Your breath is the best thing ever. Okay, it's with you. It's always with you. You can't forget it and leave it at home or leave it in the car. You have it with you. You need it every day. You're using it all the time, right? And your breath is wired right into your nervous system. This is how we're wired. You can go study this under the science articles. Your natural fight or flight is wired into that breath. So slowing that breath down, taking that deep breath and releasing it slower. Because when you get anxious, when you go into that anxious vibe, your breath is going much faster. Your shoulders are probably up into your ears. So everybody's dropping their shoulders down right now. I could tell. I could feel that. You slow the breath down. Just do the opposite. Your body's telling you. Your body is a great antenna that's telling you what's going on in there. So shoulders are up. You're breathing faster. Do the opposite. Lower them down. Breathe slower. Let's give that a try right now. Everybody just slow it down. Think about your shoulders, dropping them if they feel high, tense, up into your neck and ears. Slowing down your breath. Just take a nice deep breath in. Just fill your whole belly with your breath. Yeah, there you go. And just let it out nice and slow. And do that a few times just to slow your pace down. If you find you're ramping up too fast, just slow it down. It really is the quickest way to resolve it. You can really get there very quickly by just taking those slow, deep breaths. And now think about something you want to shift in your energy. If you're feeling anxiety, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel rushed, pressured, anything, whatever might be going on in your daily life, agitation, frustration, whatever it might be, think about what that is. And with your breath, we're going to shift it. We are going to shift that experience, that emotion, into something we prefer. We are going to change it right now. So you've got that in your head. You know what you want to shift. Now take your deep breath. And on that in breath, we are visualizing that we are bringing in a calm, peaceful, high-frequency vibe. Believe it or not, calm and peaceful is not low and slow. It's a higher frequency. So we're bringing that in, and it's just going to wash out. When you exhale, it's going to force out, washing out the energy we want to release, the lower frequency that's causing the discomfort to us. So on your deep breath, bringing it in right now, take a deep breath, and you're choosing when you take the breath in what energy you want to bring in. I am choosing peacefulness. In that breath, I'm going to let it fill my whole body. I'm releasing out the anxiety, the discontent, whatever that is that you are releasing. You can do this with 60 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, a whole hour. But the thing is, you have it with you wherever you are. You could be walking into your next meeting, just going down the hallway. Say you have a presentation. You're a little nervous. Take those breaths in. I am going to allow my higher self to go in and be in charge of this presentation I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to take my breath and calm all these nerve jitters down. This is a wonderful thing to do. A lot of people think, oh, that's not going to work. It does work. It really does, because it is how your nervous system works. Like we were saying earlier, it's the wiring of how we are connected with our breath, our life force, into our physical nervous system. It is wonderful to just slow down. That's why meditation is such a powerful force to be, if you want to say reckoned with, that is a true healer. So give that a shot next time you really find that you're in a pinch. You don't have time to go running or walking or anything like that, but maybe you have time to take a couple of slow breaths. Who doesn't? You're breathing anyway. You're going to slow it down. You're going to calm your system down. It'll relax your heart rate. It will be healthy for you. Exercise like yoga, walking. Some people do, you don't want to do yoga. That's just not your thing. Just walking. You don't have to run and work hard. Running's great, but you can just walk this out. Believe it or not, simple housekeeping or cleaning up your yard or doing gardening can do the same thing. It can just calm things down if you're having that opportunity. If you don't have but 5 minutes, or I've got to get there, or I'm at a stoplight, claim your higher self, slow your breath down, and just center yourself back that you can do this. And tell yourself, I can do this. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to find a better way to respond. I'm not going to react. And you're going to cut yourself some slack. If you've already reacted, cut yourself some slack, forgive yourself, and also maybe forgive some other people and cut them some slack too, because guess what? They're feeling all this too. And so they're going to have different things pop up. Okay. They're going to have it going on too. Everybody's going to have it coming up in some way or another. And the goal for all of this coming up to the surface is for us to learn how to let it go. One of the keys, if you're looking for that area of life, where should I be working to release? What do I need to know to let go of? It's going to be right there, nagging at you and bothering you. Whatever is yanking your chain, that's where you need to go. That's what you need to deal with. Okay, that's what you need to go with. There's plenty of counselors. There's people out there. If you feel like you would like somebody to be with you as a sounding board, I mean, that's what I do a lot with my clients. But this isn't something that you can't do by yourself. But when you are feeling like you're in over your head, don't hesitate to get help for yourself, because you deserve that. Absolutely. Even when you can't afford, like say you can't afford something like a private session. That's why I do a labor of love like this radio show. I'm putting out what I can to help you anyway. So there's no excuse for there's not something out there that can help you. I'm taking that vice away right now, because there is something out there. You just need to claim it. You need to acknowledge that you deserve it. And you need to choose that you're going to go higher into that vibrational frequency, because you want to live in a fifth dimensional world. You have to choose it. And, some of us have to actually detox and break addictions to all the drama and all the stuff. Oh, gosh. I mean, all the drama, all the stuff, or who's doing what to who. I mean, really. You may have to break that addiction, because that's old thinking, and it's just not going to satisfy or keep you happy. And you're really learning how to get rid of this old baggage, this old way of doing all of it. So prioritize and make yourself an important part of your daily plan. I recommend when you first wake up in the morning, claim to have a fabulous day. Just say, I'm going to have a fantastic day. I am going to be aligned with my higher self, and I am going to choose happiness. Do it every day. Do it 3 or 4 times a day if you need to get back on track. You fall off the horse, get back on. Okay, just keep getting back on. At first, sometimes you feel like you got to keep doing that. Work on changing the words you use. If you're constantly cursing something, or, when something goes wrong, maybe do the opposite. Change it, shift it, We're getting ready to go into a frequency soon here. I think in about a week. I'd have to look at my calendar, but I think it's in about a week. We're going to have a Mercury retrograde again, which will give us even more opportunity to work on our communication skills. So look at that as a positive. There is so many things you can do out there. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to go over to my website and write me. If you've listened to this, and you're like, wow, what's going on here? We have an opportunity to do all of this amazing work together. So I want to send everyone much love and support. Go over, check the website out. I've got some meditations over there that can help you with your centering. They're all free. You can download, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get a free gift for signing up for the newsletter. And then you'll get all kinds of updates. And definitely come say hello. I want to say thank you for listening. You mean very much to me as the listening family. And I wish all of you happiness, peace, and love, and living in the fifth dimension. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network. Join us every Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern for a spiritual journey inward where hope and love bring healing to life's greatest challenges. Learn more about Dr. Jenn and pick up your free meditation gifts at JennRoyster.com.